Good morning. I'm a little frustrated right now. I start doing these little vlogs just to put my thoughts into words on paper, on video, or whatever you want to call it. Just really to document myself. You know how if you have thoughts and stuff, just get it out your head. Some people use books. Some people, we got a variety of ways to do it, but I recommend anyone, if you're the type of person that you have opinions and thoughts about things, share it with the world, share it with yourself, put it on paper. But that's what I began doing with these vlogs. And over time, within the last 2 months, I really became highly self-conscious due to a conversation with my boy, Samir. I had a paradigm shift in how I communicate. I try to say so much in so little time. And I guess I consider myself a philosophical person, an idealist. My core belief is that humanity have all the tools we need to solve any problem. And that statement goes beyond my background. We have a lot of micro environments throughout the world, people that come from different walks of life, different experiences, different socioeconomic backgrounds, and many times the way that we see the world is not just we see it different, but our core experiences are different. So we treat each other different. So I want to go into what got me upset today, why I'm a little emotional. And I don't know what the solution is. I just know I see the problems. So I want to stick with this idea of death. So I'm going to start it off with when we heard about Kobe's death Sunday. When it came around, I was like, damn, man, that's fucked up. Pardon my language. Then later on, everybody was upset. And then later on, I found out that there was other people on the plane. And obviously, I understand, I said this before, that we hold celebrities and people who we're familiar with near and dear. So one half of me, the logical half of me understand that. But the other side of me, the philosophical part of me, know that there's a problem with that. So when I seen that there was other families, other people, I had this immediate, like, damn, that's messed up, man. They're not getting attention. And then when I read about it and seen a picture of, there was actually a husband and wife and a little girl around Kobe's daughter age. So I'm like, damn, you got 2 young girls, a family. So I began to post vlogs, essentially just, kind of not really know where I wanted to go. Thinking about it now, just, I was mindful not to say any particular thing because I didn't want to be taken wrong. There's a timing for things. But here's what I noticed. So Sunday, I get a text from my boy about a family associate family member that passed away in a car accident. And that had me thinking, like, damn, there are people that die every day all around the world in all manners and forms. I get a text today about a mutual friend of my man who told me about his associate family, whose wife passed away over the weekend in a horrific accident. And this is somebody I want to call him and give him my condolences, because I met him with my client. He does something different, but he's just a cool dude, man. But here's what happened this morning. I just started thinking of how dysfunctional the human family is. If we don't know someone, never heard of someone, never seen someone, we don't care about that someone. We can look at articles of all manners of death and we just click or pass. I'm not saying I don't understand this in a logical sense, but on the spiritual conscious side, here's the problem with that. But I want to continue on the examples I'm giving. We here in America, especially America, we have this form of individuality which would translate into a sense of selfishness. We focus on what makes us different as opposed to the many important things that make us similar. So we can watch the news. We'll watch a news article about some death or some major incident, and they go right into a different subject, laughing and smiling. And subconsciously, we are programmed to do the same thing. So all around the world right now, in different places, let's take the Middle East, which is the most, maybe the most popular area that the average person can understand that there's some form of conflict going on that's actually historical. People die every day. Kids, innocents, mothers, grandmothers, sons, grandfathers, fathers. Every day. And on the one hand, someone can say, well, you know, they're in this conflict. I'm just talking about the general essence that people are dying every day around the world. And we wouldn't care because we don't have an emotional connection, since we're not a philosophical society that values human life just on the basis of human life. And I'm not speaking for everyone, but generally speaking, as a collective consciousness, we are designed to care about ourselves or people that we know and have feelings for. So let's say, for instance, and I'm guilty of this too, we can ride past people freezing in the rain, but homeless people, and subconsciously, I think the mechanism works like, well, whatever it is, we're so used to it, we become familiar with it, that we're okay with it. Now, I'm not saying stop, give a cover, give them a suit, but I commend anybody who do that, because I don't do it. So the question came to me in my mind, if we became aware, if everyone can admit, especially if we're looking at our daily radio and TV stations, it's all censored in a sense that we don't see other channels and other radio stations unless we have special equipment like certain satellites so we can see what's going on elsewhere. But generally speaking, I think the average person can admit that atrocity that causes death due to indifference, due to, some people say fate, human error, whatever, occurs all over the world. And the question is, if we are aware of that, and we know how it feels to lose a loved one, either in conflict or by accident, and even in natural cases, what will we do as a society if we can make decisions that addresses the many cases that can be addressed through decision making, through policy, through social engineering, through, for instance, there's a guy I post who's a futurist I posted some while ago from a TED Talk, and he mentioned that auto manufacturers could have been as a society or as a entity in society, they could have been made smart cars, whereas there's sensors. We see them popping up now in cars that once they see you going too fast to another object, it'll slow down no matter if you push gas or brakes. So we are moving forward, but as a society, we are so indifferent that the house next to me, there can be a major storm, their lights go out, their power go out because a tree fell on it. In today's society, in these communities, you can live next to someone for 10 years and never know them, never been in each other's house for dinner, lunch, breakfast, nothing. In America. So this indifference with emotional reactions, that people began to post their condolences and their emotions for the loss of Kobe, which again, I do understand. And people have post what I could assume to be excuse me, temporary emotional switches in their mindset in regards to love and family now and things of that nature. But they did all that. But I can only assume how many people had absolutely no concern or thought or expressed emotion for the many other people in that plane, because they were nobody, unknown to them. And it begs the bigger question. When we look at society, if you someone, the people who's like me, who can see or perceive problems. I was born into this world. I'm 43 years old. The system was here already. I'm a passerby. I'm coming in, I'm going out. There's people who come in, change the world and go out and leave legacies. So I'm someone that's born into this world. We have religion. We have societal systems and mechanisms. We have politics. We have world history, things that have been in existence. So I could have turned out where I'm conditioned to either choose a religious thought, which will mean that I would have to accept and believe that this system of human relations is due to some higher power. And I do believe that in an abstract sense. But my concern was that the higher power had too many human characteristics. So my heart, my mind, and my soul that I was sent into this world with could not accept that. And many people took that to mean that I'm against what they believe in, or I don't, or if you believe in a rock and it makes you a better person, so be it. But I've seen that. I've seen the wars. Just watching again, it was on the Smithsonian channel and on the History channel about World War I and World War II. I keep looking at the time because I'm long-winded. I'll be running up my phone space. But this is real talk. This is just me reflecting right now. I will be, if I didn't decide to vlog, this is what I'd be thinking in my car, chilling, drinking a coffee. So we was watching World War I and World War II in color. And this is people who are in the battlefield who was recording the scene. And it's absolutely recommended for me to you that if you are a person who have the patience, the intellectual patience, and the intellectual interest to learn about history and things of this nature and abstract conversations, I recommend you get up on TED Talks, TEDx Talks and lectures. YouTube is a wealth of information from credible people and sources. Technology is here to change the world. We can use it how we want, but it absolutely is here to change the world. At one time we had outlandish slapstick cartoons. Now you have material on YouTube that can teach your kid about physics. So as I sit back, I observe, so go like I'm saying, World War I, to see what humans are capable of doing to each other based on ideology and indifferences. Two wars, two sides of war, multiple different factions. Your family get murdered, you're crying, you're sad, but you want revenge. So you want to put the same pain on the next person. I'll end it like this. My grandmother passed away. I'm walking to a room in the house. She died of cancer. She was in the room. She was alive, but she wasn't present. So I think, because she was doing something where it seemed like she couldn't see me or realize we was in a room. It almost seemed like she was in, if I look at it emotionally, that she was in terror. But as I'm on my way to the room, I walk past an Indian family, a Chinese family, different nationalities, and we all in the room feeling pain and suffering and sorrow for what we're going through. But when we're leaving out, we're going our separate ways, and the indifference was present. I don't know what the solution is. Well, I think I do, but right now I can't think about it. I just want to express that we have more in common than we do that's different. And once you realize that, you can prevent yourself from a lot of negative characteristics that come with being a negative person. It's just one of those days, man.